All right, let's start with the SPY, guys. Watch list for August 3rd, which would be Wednesday. I only traded the first 30 minutes today. Got family in town, so I spent the day doing that sort of thing, but still did a decent morning this morning. You see the SPY looked like it tried to break down this afternoon out of this range. A little bit increasing volume, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Did hit the 20-day. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. My best call today was HTBX. We had it on watch. And I called it basically over the 5-minute high. I said 97. It was 5 minutes into the session. I said I like it at 97 with a stop at 91. I don't usually trade stocks in that range. I mean, we got a quick move to 115, and look what happened when I was gone in the afternoon. It actually went up over 140. So huge percentage move there, over 40% on that call for those who kind of held out throughout this flag. And I couldn't hold because I don't hold while I'm not going to be around in front of the computer. But that was a nice one. It'll go back on. Yeah, it'll go back on watch tomorrow. But let me finish building the watch list here. CNO, got slapped. Couple quiet days, and then 2 more days down. If it gets down below 15, it becomes really interesting. Looking for a snapback bounce. That's it, just for a bounce play. Remember, I'm a day trader. STX gapped up today, and then it kind of had an bearish engulfing through the last several days of trading. But the 200 days there, this one might get a bounce tomorrow. Might be overdone on an intraday basis, so we'll see. So I like to have a few bounce plays on watch. Stocks that might snap back. EBIO is a little bit different kind of a bounce play in that it was really, really strong here for about a week, and then it's pulled back. Very clean pullback on declining volume. Pretty good setup to the 8-day there. Pretty also kind of retesting the break of this high back here when it broke. So it's retesting that breakout area. The 8-day lower volume pullbacks. That one's kind of interesting for a potential bounce up tomorrow. Harley HOG, big spike here. Did next to nothing. Another big spike here, and then 2 days lower on declining volume. That one might have, might be ready to turn back up. So that one goes on bounce watch. XCOM. Really strong and really nice volume here on this move up over that, week and a half, whatever it was. And now you're a couple days lower into the 8-day. It's not a very clean chart, but I think it's worth watching, especially if the market finds some strength and the low floaters get a move. It's worth watching. OMEX, certainly, jumping in this at the open tomorrow is chasing. It had a big move today. But I still think it's worth watching. Maybe a red to green, something like that. It's a fairly low float, and that made a really nice move today. So keep that on watch for the next several days. Oftentimes, you don't really want to be in that the very next day if you're looking long again, but it's certainly worth throwing on your radar, for a pullback over the next couple days. Sometimes they give a nice long trade the next day, but only with a very clean, low-risk setup. SHIP had a huge move today. The range was from 321 to 790 before settling in at 620. Got to have that one on watch tomorrow. ZAGG. Now, this one wouldn't have had my attention, except I noticed in after hours it's trading at 720. So gapping up to here on earnings. So that one might be a decent gap play tomorrow. It'll certainly be on watch. BNSO. Didn't type that right. BNSO. You had the gap up, and then you had a couple days of nothing. Then it spiked, and today kind of a quiet inside day inside of yesterday's big spike. So that one is certainly interesting if it gets over today's high over 204. It's a little bit farther away from the moving average than I like, but it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. And lastly, I have ADXS. Broke out today, closed near its highs. Maybe a follow-through day tomorrow. I'm not in love with any of these, but I'm hoping, and this is always my hope, is that we can find some nice gappers to play. Because really, if I find one good gapper, I don't need to trade anymore that day. So we'll pay close attention to the pre-market gainers. I try to focus on the lower float ones for that, because that's where the really, really big money can be made if you get a proper setup. All right, enjoy the rest of your There's only like 35 minutes left in the evening on the East Coast, but anyway, enjoy the rest of your period between now and the opening bell, and we'll see you tomorrow.